Welcome back to Teshkid FX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Polygon Matic, whose current price stands at the $0.794 mark. And here on TradingView, the market is down by 0.87%, and in this video I want to give you the short-term and the long-term scenarios that I'm expecting to play out, basing my analysis on the Elliot structures and the Fibonacci's. And allow me to kickstart the video here on the daily chart by giving you a brief of what has been happening here on the Polygon Matic chart. Polygon Matic, from these low prices that we had been trading within, we saw a very nice impulsive movement taking us to an all-time high at around the $2.9 mark, in a movement that I've been terming as a higher Elliott wave count 1 to the upside. And after seeing the all-time high, we saw this ABC corrective structure which took us back to around the $0.32 mark, in a movement that I'm terming as a higher Elliott wave count 2. And after seeing the formation of a higher Elliott wave count 2, whatever we expect next is an impulsive movement to the upside in the formation of a higher Elliott wave count 3 before we see that wave 4, and then continue pushing even higher in the formation of that wave 5 to the upside, and sketching out a minimum target area to the upside in the formation of that wave 3 using a trend based Fibonacci, connecting it from the low of the first wave to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the low of the second wave. That gives me a minimum target area to the upside in the formation of that wave 3 at the fib level 1.618, which perfectly lies at around the $5.0137 mark. Then once we see the formation of that wave 3, we can expect a wave 4 and then continue pushing even higher in the formation of that wave 5 to the upside. And because the wave 3 to the upside is an impulsive wave, we also expect to see fractal waves in formation within that wave 3 to the upside, having the wave 5 of that fractal wave completing the formation of that wave 3 to the upside. And jumping to the forward chart for further analysis and also give you the short-term scenarios that I'm expecting to play out. Here on the forward chart, you can see I have this Elliott wave structure in blue, which is a fractal wave within the formation of that higher Elliott wave count 3 to the upside, where I believe we have completed the formation of that first wave to the upside. And because of its impulsive nature in the formation of that first wave, I also expected to see fractal waves in formation within that first wave to the upside, and I have represented that move here on the 1 hour chart, on the 4 hour chart, in this Elliott wave structure here in yellow, having the wave 5 completing the formation of that first wave and making our peak at around the $1.3 mark. And after seeing the formation of a higher Elliott wave count 1, whatever we expect next is a bit of a retracement to the lower side in the formation of a higher Elliott wave count 2. And because of its corrective nature, I also expect to see an ABC corrective structure in formation within the formation of that second wave. And there are two ways we can have that ABC corrective structure, and that is what is going to give me the short-term scenarios that I'm expecting to play out here on the Polygon Matic chart. And the very first way we can have that ABC corrective structure is having this as a massive wave A. Then I'm expecting a bit of a bounce to the upside in the formation of that wave B, then expect an impulsive movement to the lower side in the formation of that wave C, and there are chances that we might have seen the high for this wave B at around the $0.94 mark. And first, sketching out a minimum target area to the upside in the formation of this wave B using the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the high of the wave A to the low of that wave A. That gives me a minimum target area to the upside in the formation of that wave B at the fib level 0.618 and the fib level 0.382, and I can mark that target area here on the charts, and that perfectly lies between the $1.09 mark and the $0.96 mark. That is my minimum target area to the upside in the formation of that wave B, and there are chances that we might have made our high in the formation of that wave B at around the $0.94 mark, and that is slightly below the key area of resistance at around the $0.95 mark. And the reasons as to why I'm saying there's a possibility that we saw our high for that wave B at around the $0.94 mark is if I use the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the low that you have down here to that high at around the $0.9493 mark. There's a target area using the Fibonacci's that we needed to hold for us to still say that we're in the formation of this wave B to the upside, and that is between the fib level 0.382 and the fib level 0.618, which perfectly lies between the $0.88 mark and the $0.83 mark. And from what you can see here on the chart, we lost that target area and continued pushing even lower and got to the key area of support at around the $0.78 mark, which seems to be giving us support, and there are chances of seeing a bit of a recovery to the upside given the support of the $0.78 mark, and there are also chances that whatever we are seeing over here might be an impulsive movement to the lower side in the formation of this wave C to fully maximize the formation of that second wave. And because the wave C is an impulsive wave, we also expect to see fractal waves in formation within that wave C. And on this chart we can have that 5-wave structure to the lower side, having these as the first wave to the lower side. Then I'm expecting a bit of a bounce to the upside in the formation of that wave B, that is that wave 2, then expect a wave 3, then a wave 4, and then continue pushing even lower in the formation of that wave 5, which should fully maximize the formation of that wave C, and also fully maximize the formation of that higher Elliott wave count 2, which is right here. And sketching out a minimum target area to the upside in the formation of this wave B, and I can first change the color of that Elliott wave structure, and then sketch out a minimum target area to the upside in the formation of this wave 2, using the Fibonacci's connecting them from the high of the first wave to the low of the first wave. And that gives me a minimum retracement area between the fib level 0.618 and the fib level 0.5, which perfectly lies between the $0.87 mark and the $0.85 mark. And that means there are chances that, given the key area of support at around the $0.78 mark, we might find that bounce to the upside, fully maximize that target area in the formation of that wave 2 before we see an impulsive movement to the lower side in the formation of that wave 3 to the lower side. And also sketching out a chart pattern that is in formation over here that could give us that breakout to the upside. That chart pattern is an ABCDE channel, and if I draw it out, we can first connect the tops like that, these tops like that, and also extend it to start from that point, and then we can also connect the lower side of the channel like that, where you can see we have made a series of highs and also lower lows. And if I have my ABCDE structure, we can have these as the wave A, then we have seen the wave B, then a wave C, then we have seen the wave D. Then very soon I'm expecting, in case we lose the area of support at around the $0.78 mark, we might be able to make a new low in the formation of that wave E. And once that happens, I'm expecting a breakout to the opposite side of the wave E, and that means a bit of a bounce to the upside, manage to break above the key area of resistance at around the $0.78 mark, and fully maximize the formation of that wave 2 to the upper side. And then from there we can continue seeing that impulsive movement to fully maximize the formation of that wave C, and also fully maximize the formation of that higher Elliott wave count 2. So that is the very first way we can have that ABC corrective structure. And the second way we can have that ABC corrective structure is having these as the wave A, making our low at around the $0.76 mark. Then we saw the wave B making our peak at around the $1.17 mark, and in case we continue pushing lower, lose the key area of support at around the $0.78 mark, that might be the formation of that wave C, which should fully maximize the formation of that higher Elliott wave count 2 to the lower side. So those are my two possible scenarios that can play out here on the Polygon Matic chart. Also taking a look at the indicators to see what movements will be supported here on the RSI. On the RSI we are trading at around the 39 mark, meaning we have massive room for us to support any movements to the upside. Also taking a look at the MACD. On the MACD we have printed a bullish cross, and that would mean higher prices are coming our way. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.